Forristicat, hello everyone. I wanted to put forward my thoughts on the Superman Man of Steel trailer, which came out like a couple of days ago, the newest trailer. So basically, I think that the start of the trailer was very good. I think there's something in sort of all sort of scenes where you see like a baby being born and like like a father or mother caring for it, that it's going to affect us emotionally in some way. So it's a smart idea for the trailer people to start with that, with having some music in the background. I thought, this trailer's got me feeling something already. So I thought, okay, this is pretty good. Then unfortunately, the part which took away from it a little bit was Russell Crowe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I'm sort of like becoming more hyper aware, more critical as time goes on, to these things, because we know that what trailers are about. Trailers are designed to get us excited for movies, so we go and pay money to see it, so people get paid as well. So it's in people's best interest to show movies off to be better than what they are. So hearing Russell Crowe's voice, I don't think that the voice acting, or sort of like the emotion behind his voice, or rather there was a lack of emotion behind his voice. Like, watch the trailer, listen to it. To me, it doesn't seem like very good acting. And like straight away, you need to have actors acting. That's their job. And if they're not, if I can't like believe what they're saying, then it comes across like a bad TV commercial. And so that's the feeling that I was getting from hearing Russell Crowe sort of talk. And I think I heard a little bit of an Australian accent in there, like his accent being a little bit different. That sort of threw me off as well. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so the whole scene in the bus, I think he's just, like an ordinary, he saw Clark do something. Again, I'm just getting flashbacks of sort of basically that scene wasn't very, very compelling. I've seen stuff like that before, I saw this kid do something, it wasn't very, it wasn't sort of very grabbing, or rather it's a very predictable scene, he's special, look what he did sort of thing. So I wouldn't put that scene in the trailer personally. What else? Oh yes. Again, the father scene, his stepfather, Clark's, why can't I just keep on pretending to be your son? And he's like, you are my son. Yeah, that's fantastic scene. You got emotion happening there. That's great. I like that. The whole sort of him traveling the world sort of as an outcast, that sort of reminds me of the Batman movies, how Bruce Wayne sort of has to go and travel the world sort of in hiding. So that is also pretty interesting. I'm wondering how that's going to play out in the movies. But of course, the main thing people are going to be talking about is the scene where you see him in the snow, with white behind him, and you see that cape, and no matter who you are, that is fucking awesome. Just seeing his cape flap in the wind, seeing his red boots, just knowing that you're gonna see that scene where he takes off and flies, and when he does actually take off and fly, just right up in the sky, it just blows my mind. That's the money shot right there. That's friggin' awesome. It's beautiful. I've had a couple of dreams where I was flying, and I think personally, subconsciously, I think we all have a desire to fly. Just something about defying gravity, traveling the world quickly, visiting our family, friends, seeing the earth for what it is, we're all on this planet together. And just hearing that music in the background and just seeing him take off, defying gravity, and you get that feeling in your brain wow, this is Superman, this is serious business. This is almost, God. Well, not God, but it's a very sort of, I don't really have words for it, to be honest, but when you see him take off, that is awesome. However, as awesome as that is, I'm aware that that's in there for a reason. Why is it so awesome? Well, it's very hard not to stuff it up. It's we know what Superman is, we know his deal, we know that he flies around, he's sent here, to Earth to save humanity or whatever, and I think that's a very interesting story point, someone sent here by God, or I'm not sure of the mythology behind it, his father sent him or whatever. yeah, like someone being sent to sort of help us. That is a very, like I said, it's almost like a godlike thing, and other superheroes don't have that. Like, they're self-created or created by accident, but this is like, it's like we need saving. Who is going to save us? Like, it's very different from other superhero movies, which automatically makes it more interesting. But as I was saying, like, having that scene in there where he's, like flying around, as good as it is, like, I know that may not even be in the movie. It may be put in the movie, in a bizarre place, and you have to have the actual movie in and around that scene. So that shot is incredible, but I need to see the whole movie to sort of make my final judgments. And taking this trailer as a whole, I don't think this movie is going to do it for me, and I think it's mainly because technology is advancing, special effects are getting more and more crazy, and I think this is the same for music as well. Like, back in the days where you didn't have like all these special effects and you had to rely on storytelling, 1950s music or whatever, like you didn't have any of this computer technology. Singers had to rely on their voice. Writing had to be top notch due to a lack of special effects. Now, as society goes on, like everyone wants a quick fix, like diet pills and like get rich quick schemes. So everyone's like pumping out these movies like let's do this. They're not thinking as much because they know that they can just bombard this younger generation with special effects and like, oh, that was cool, that was awesome. But it's my feeling that Talkback World wants something more than that. We want that epic movie that we're going to remember and talk about for a long time. And what my point is that I think this, seeing that the enemy there, seeing like all these explosions everywhere, I'm just worried that the action is going to detract from the story. Like, this is going to be too much action. And personally, I think that's why like your Superman in the 70s was such a success, because it was focusing on his character. Like, you have to focus on this damn character. Like, you have to get to know him, you have to know his story. And it seems to me, we get a little bit of that from this trailer, but I'm just having a feeling that the action is going to be so overwhelming that it's sort of going to undo all that sort of character development, and it's just going to be too much, balls to the wall action. And like you see like a couple of snippets here and there, and sure, they may look cool, but I'm just worried sort of like it may sort of overthrow getting to know Superman, other touching scenes which should be throughout, and just just overall just desensitizing ourselves to the actual story, which should be conveyed. Who is Superman? Why was he sent here? His love affair, whatever, stuff like this. But having said that, I will go into it with an open mind. Of course, everyone's going to see this movie and see what the fuss is about. I haven't seen the other, Superman movies, the newer ones, because I know they're crap, so I'm not going to waste my time with that. But this one, like I will give it a chance, but I'm not expecting it to be that good. Purely for the reasons which I stated. I think it's going to be too much action focused and not enough, down to earthness. Now, I always talk about this in my videos, like, you need to have something to connect and to relate to, and like, if you have too much action, like, okay, it's good to go in a movie every once in a while and be like, okay, this is like science fiction, throw everything out the window, like, you're gonna have robots, aliens, or whatever. And people, could comment on this video and be like, well, this Superman doesn't exist, like, Superman flies, so why are you worried about that sort of thing? But I really believe that this story needs to be like a homely story. It needs to be down to earth, so to speak. And like, I mean, if you just have it like, I think people are just making things too complicated. Like what's wrong about like having like just a simple scene where like someone, he just saves like a person in like a simple way or something like that. I guess like this is my personal view. Like, I think like toning it down would actually sort of have more of an effect. However, like I said, I don't know the mythology, so maybe like, someone can comment here and be like, well, actually, Superman has always been on a grand scale, there's always been these wars and stuff like that. But that's my main thoughts. I think that the action is a little bit too much. I think that that's going to stuff up the storyline a little bit. I'm worried about Russell Crowe sort of acting in this movie from the trailer. Having the theme of like parenthood and the son, and like Superman being sent to Earth to save humanity or save us. Fantastic. The scene at the end where she's like, what does S mean? And then he like sort of stuffs up the microphones or whatever. That was also pretty clever. An okay way to end the trailer. But yeah, those are my main points. I think that just having him fly around, as awesome as it is, it's not going to be good enough because it's going to be too much action. The acting seems to be a little bit off, judging from this trailer, of course. And I think that overall the movie is just going to be basically trying too hard to be good. So yes, seeing him fly around was incredible. Like, everyone's going to feel something watching that. But yeah, man, like I know when I've seen a good trailer. And even then, even if this trailer was good, I could be like, okay, that's just representing how it could be. But when the movie comes, I personally think it's going to be that good. So very cool to see him fly around, but I don't think this movie's going to be that good. Let me know your thoughts. Forristicat with a Tintin t-shirt on, out.